Hi everyone, welcome back. In yesterday's video I covered the title update 15.1 patch notes where Massive talked about upcoming bug fixes and other fixes like placeholders coming on May 31st, which was actually going to push back the apparel event that was due to drop today. Well, following the release of those patch notes, Lieutenant Buzz Lightbeer, fellow content creator who does Division and other kinds of content, is really excellent content creator, and I highly recommend you subscribe to his channel if you don't already. Buzz raised a very important question that has been answered, and it's not good news at all. I hate to have to make a negative video like this, especially as I'm personally having a ton of fun with this new update, and this news doesn't actually impact me personally, but I can't ignore this because I'm sure it's going to affect some of you who watch my videos. It's going to affect a big portion of this community who play the Division 2. Alright, let's get into this. In response to the title update 15.1 patch notes tweet from the official Division 2 Twitter page, Buzz replied asking the following: "Appreciate the notice on this. Any way to get some stability fixes implemented for PC? I have lost track of how many crashes I have encountered, and I mean the full lockups since TU15 went live." Now, as someone who plays entirely on console, the only time I actually play the Division 2 on PC is when I partake in the PTS, which is only ever on PC. I never knew this was a big issue until I saw this tweet and then checked out the Ubisoft forums and Reddit, where I found a ton of posts about this highly problematic issue plaguing the PC community right now. When I played the PTS for this update, I don't remember actually encountering this problem myself. I also don't know if this was a problem that was there pre TU15. I suspect it probably was at some point, but this seems to be a real big issue now, and it appears to be affecting a lot of PC users based on the amount of kind of comments and feedback that I saw on the forums. And it doesn't matter how powerful someone's rig is or anything like that, this appears to be a game issue that's affecting a lot of PC users. Now, in response to Buzz, Daria General, the community manager, replied saying, "PC crashes are planned to be introduced in TU16. In response, Buzz said, "Any of the Division agents that main PC, this is for you. If TU 15.1 is set to drop on May 31st, this could take a while to get fixed. Until then, I won't even begin to think of booting up my hardcore agent." Buzz couldn't be any more right here. Having spoken with Buzz a little more about this, he actually said to me his PC crashes at least once per hour, meaning he cannot interact with any content that takes either longer than an hour, the raids for example, or interact with his hardcore character, as a crash would end that character. Also, it doesn't get to an hour and then crash. It could happen at any time during that hour, so regardless of that, it still does affect pretty much everything that he's doing in the game. On top of this, I've seen posts from others saying they crash multiple times per hour. I think I saw one post which said that their PC crashes every 15 minutes or so, meaning they cannot interact with any of the content without fear of a crash. This is a very, very big problem for the PC community right now, and what bothers me the most about this is Daria states this will not be addressed until title update 16. Now, not title update 15.2, title update 16, which likely means this will not drop until the next season comes out, and that's many weeks away. So if you are a PC player experiencing these issues, of which I'm going to assume there are a lot of you, don't expect any kind of update to fix these crashes until this season ends and the next season starts. I'm really sorry that I have to bring this news out, because ultimately I don't want to. You know, I'd rather make positive videos, especially because I'm actually enjoying my experience at the moment. But this actually really shocked me that it's going to be so long before there's any kind of fix in place. That's if they're able to make a fix in time. If I'm Massive right now, I'm not talking about fixing placeholders, or I'm not talking about removing the new exotics from caches, something the community is not happy about, and I'm not surprised either. I'm focusing on finding the root cause of these crashes and fixing them as soon as humanly possible. If that means you have to push out an update in a week and delay apparel events and delay stuff, then do it, because ultimately this is a bigger problem than having some kind of vanity apparel event, whatever it is. Also, as a side note, I really think Massive need to come out on their official Twitter page, other forums, wherever really, and officially acknowledge the PC crash issue, rather than have kind of one line from the community manager. And this isn't a dig at Daria, by the way. I think she's cool. She's doing a really great job, much better than what we've had previously. And overall, the communication from Massive, generally speaking, over the last couple of weeks and months has been way better than it's ever been. But it shouldn't have to be up to me and other content creators, because I assume Buzz is probably going to talk about this, and maybe other content creators might talk about this. We shouldn't have to come out and make these videos so that PC users are aware of the situation and are aware of a response from Massive around timeframes. It shouldn't be up to us to do that. It should be up to Massive to communicate that clearly to everyone. Overall, everyone, I'm just extremely disappointed in the way this has been communicated, and the fact that PC users, I mean, you're looking at 8 weeks or more before the crashes are addressed, and that's if they are addressed. Let's be honest, guys, when Massive they don't have the best kind of track record for fixing crashes. I mean, we were meant to have the issue with the bug at the end of Countdown being fixed, where it kind of just sits there and you have to basically, if you're on PC, you have to exit out of the game and come back in. If you're on console, then you have to restart your console, whatever. That is going to be fixed with TU 15.1, but that was an issue in the PTS that was fixed in PTS Phase 3, but the problem came back when TU 15 went live. So even if they do put a fix in place for these PC issues, these crash issues, I'm not 100% sure that it's actually going to work out when TU 16 goes live, which again is another huge problem. Also, if Buzz had not sent that tweet and not got that reply, how would PC users even know this was being addressed with TU 16? They wouldn't. And that in of itself is a huge problem, and it goes back to the communication issue. I'm going to assume they don't have a fix in place for these crash issues yet, and that's why they are fixing the other bugs that they do have a fix for. But it just doesn't feel good to see that some PC users, a lot of PC users, including Buzz, will have to wait months to interact with all of the content without fear of their PC crashing. I mean, I can imagine how frustrating that is if you go into Countdown. Whatever you're going to do, you're always going to have that fear that actually you're not going to be able to complete that activity. And your game is going to crash. You can't play hardcore because if it crashes, you'll lose your hardcore agent. You can't go into raids because you're unreliable, because your PC might crash. And anything else that you're really doing, there's that fear there. And yeah, it's just really not good, and it's really put a downer on what I'm calling at the moment, for me personally, is one of the better seasons and one of the better title updates that we've had in a long time. Anyway, that's it, everyone. Thanks very much for watching. If you are a PC user and you are experiencing these issues, let me know down in the comments below, or if you really want to make sure that I see those comments, then head on over to Twitter at Epic Slayers and send me a message there, and I'll absolutely be able to see that. I just want to see what the scope of this is. I might even do a community post to see what the scope of this is, to see how many people are actually affected by this. I know that it appears to be quite a lot from what I can see on the forum posts. It might not be that much, but ultimately, if it's more than 0, it's a problem. So it does need to be addressed ASAP. In my next video, I will be talking about the Heartbreaker is OP discussion. Does the Heartbreaker need to be nerfed discussion? Whatever you want to call it, really. I will be talking about that. It's a video that I've been kind of working on a little bit here and there. But obviously when stuff like this comes up and other stuff, that kind of takes precedent, which is why I'm covering this stuff first. I'm hoping to get that video out on Thursday, unless something more important drops and I need to cover that instead. If you haven't got notifications turned on, make sure you do, and that way you won't miss any of my videos. You will need to be subscribed in order to turn on notifications, so please do that. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy this one. Thanks very much for watching as always, and until the next one, Epic out.